Hey y'all, welcome in or welcome back. Today we're talking about all the stuff that I want to use up. So I have a handful of things and I'm not calling this a project pan. Okay, I'm not. Because I have some beauty things, but then I also have some other I don't know, did you hear that? Okay. I have other consumable stuff, things that I want to use up that aren't makeup. The title of this video is going to be something like all the stuff I want to use up this spring because it's not all makeup and this is just products or items that I would like to give attention to. If you're not a makeup person, I hope you'll still stick around because the central message or theme of this video and this series is really just putting into practice and just putting more content out there of somebody using their stuff. There's so much content out there that focuses on new, buying more, consuming more, wanting new stuff. And that's fine, but I also just feel like it's nice to see somebody who is loving what they already have or using their stuff up, using it to completion, getting joy out of it, and figuring out ways to use stuff that otherwise would be hanging around. So if you have things that you would like to use up or get more use out of, I hope you'll join me and let me know in the comments what you'll be focusing on. I have about 10 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, exactly 10 things. That wasn't intentional. I have 10 things and we're going to be focusing on them for the next 3 to 4 months. Hopefully finish them or get some great use out of them. All right, let's start. And let's start off in a traditional, makeup sense. And I have 2 foundations that I would like to use up. The first is this guy here. This is my it's Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. We're about here. I think there's more uses in here than I am anticipating. I'm probably thinking about 15, which I wear makeup 4 to 8 times a month roughly. So I think this will take me 2 to 3 months to finish if I had to estimate. And then this one here, this is the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation. I am about here. I actually got this it was a clothing swap, and one of the girls who I know, women, she brought some makeup and I snatched it up because I've always wanted to try this and I've tried it, don't love it, usable for sure, but I brought in a whole bunch of foundation recently, a whole bunch from these 3. 2 of them were from the clothing swap, one of them I bought. This is the most foundation I've owned in a while. I think last year I owned maybe 3. And that's how I like it. There was a bit of an influx because of some color stuff last year. And then, there was some formula stuff this year. And then I got to try some new stuff, which, was fun, but now I got to finish it. So this is actually a really, really great color for me. So I think it'll be a good one. And it's also one of the reasons as well I want to focus on this is that this is the bulkiest packaging of everything that I currently own. So getting this out of the way will free up so much space. Next are some lip products. And I have this lip gloss. This is my lifter gloss. This is in the shade Silk. You can't there's no real way to mark this, but I know we're getting down there. There's a lot of space in the tube, but when you pull out the product, you still get a lot, as you can see. I want to focus on this because this is now the oldest lip gloss in my collection. I don't own a ton anymore. And I like this formula. I just don't like this color. I don't like the way that it fades. It fades like hot pink, which isn't great. I like the other color that I had. I don't remember what it is now. Petal, I think, maybe something like that. And if I don't put any attention behind this, I won't finish it. And this is the season to finish it because, in spring and summer, you can, throw on a lip gloss like this and it will kind of I don't know, it's just a spring color to me. Also, in the lip category, we have this. This is Max Blankety. That's where we're at. I have to get out a new card for this. Here's where we're at. I don't know if this is possible to finish in the next 3 to 4 months, but definitely some uses. This has just been, I've been working on this for too long and I would like to get it out. I really like this color, like this formula. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's time to go. The Glossy You perfume. I marked it with some tape or about here. I really love this perfume. It's one of my favorites that I own. It smells so good. The problem with this is that I've owned this for a few years. I think I got this in 2021. It's either 2021 or 2019 because I did not buy this on my no-buy year. I just don't remember when. And if it was 2021, it was early 21, like February. Anyways, this has been hanging around, and this is just kind of like an example of a category that doesn't get used. I love this scent so much that I tend to save it for going out. And not just going out, like going out to run an errand, but, going out for like dinner or something a little bit nicer. But I don't do that every week. So over the years of owning it, I've smelt it a lot, but I haven't worn it a lot, even though I like it. I'm saving it for the special occasions, and I don't want that. I want to use what I have. And I have other fragrances. I have Marc Jacobs Daisy. I also have Gucci, I think it's Bloom. Both of those are also really beautiful fragrances that I love. One I bought before my no-buy year, so that's even older. And then Gucci Bloom was given to me as a gift, maybe 22. This is all stuff that I kind of am saving it for nicer days, like, special occasions. And then I also got a bunch of Dossier perfumes last year that I do love and are really great. And I was wearing those. But now it's time to pull out the older stuff, the stuff that has been neglected, that I still love. So this one is a really great everyday perfume, and I'm leaving it on my desk. Because when I leave it in my room, I found that I'm not as regular about using it. Like I'll see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to use that. And I just don't remember to do it when I get dressed. So I'm leaving it on my desk. And so by the time I'm like settled in, I'll spray it once or twice. And then, it's a good one. And then maybe, I think what I'll do is I'll put away my Dossier perfumes, all of them. And I'll just leave out those other two. So I have a couple of options that I'll remember if I remember to wear them when I'm getting dressed or, going out. I'll typically remember to do it then. So that's a good habit, I think, or a good change I'm really excited about, to use perfumes that I really like, really enjoy, stop saving them for a nice day, and use my stuff. I would love to have a perfume empty at the end of the year, like a full-size bottle. So here we go. And also the reason why I'm leaving this one on my desk instead of the other two is that as much as I love Marc Jacobs Daisy, I don't know why that's such a mouthful. To me, it's not every day. It used to be an everyday scent, but it can be too sweet to want to wear every day. A couple times a week for sure, but not 7 days a week. This one is just more wearable for me. Last up is this. This is a lip balm. And I hate this. I genuinely hate this. Here we go. I got this several years ago because I was looking for a lip balm. I had finished one or whatever I'd finished, and this was recommended to me. So I got this and it sucked. So it's just been languishing around. And I really have been trying this year to finish all of the random lip balms that have just been in random places. Because last year, or maybe even the year before, or both, I've purchased lip balms because I thought I was out. And then inevitably I find one. I think I found all of my secret hidden lip balms because I haven't found any more and I went searching for them earlier this year. I found 3 and this one is getting finished. I'm working on it since January. And then I found another one that I've put on my bed, working on it since February, maybe. I think that's it. I'm hoping that's it. And then I can move on with all the shitty lip balms that I bought and didn't like. So this one I think is going to be slow because I don't use it all the time every day because it dries out my lips. But, you know. All right, moving on to the other products. This one is next. It's tea. It's Ginger Twist Tea by Sloan. And there's a lot that's been used from here already. We are about, we're all the way down here. I don't want to mark this tin because it's so beautiful. Actually, I might just put some tape on it. Right. You can see. Oh my God, I don't want this to dump out. There's probably 4 to 6 uses in here. And I got this actually from the same person who decluttered this. And I also have a black tea that's much more full. And I do want to eventually get to the black tea. But I feel like it's much safer, nicer to start off with this tea that's has no caffeine. I don't need more caffeine in my life. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be, maybe I'll switch out one of my coffees for black tea. That could be something. So I want to use this. And the reason why it's in here is because this is so delicious. And I also think it's very expensive. It looks expensive to me. And either way, even if it was $1 tea, doesn't matter. It's great. It's delicious. It's wonderful. And I don't use it because 1, I don't think about it. And 2, I feel like I want to save this, because I want to savor it because in my mind it's expensive. So I don't want to use it every day. So I don't drink the delicious tea that I've owned for almost a year. I think I've had it either 2 or 3 times, probably 3. And I've loved it each time. So I want to, use what I have. This is also very bulky. I would like to finish it. And then, I don't know, I think something fun could be stored in here. What would you store in here? I do want to say using up this container is definitely motivating me to use this because I do want to store something in here, but I don't know what. So what would you store in this container? We have twist off lid and then we have this, which I don't think needs to be in there for this to function. I would like to know your thoughts. Next up are some paper products. I'll talk about these 2 together because they're very similar. I have this colossal notebook. And the main reason this doesn't get used is because it's so big. I used to, when I was in school, I would carry around a small notebook with me everywhere because you never know when you need to take a note. And also, you never know if your laptop's going to die. You don't know. You don't know. So I used to carry around notebooks. Also, they were super helpful in the library when you wanted to write down the call numbers. And my small notebooks, they're just filled with call numbers, and the library habits were very built into my smaller ones. For whatever reason, 5 or 6 years ago, I bought this one, thinking that a bigger notebook would be better and I could take longer notes in them because the smaller notebooks, well, great. I would sometimes have larger thoughts that would take multiple pages and it just seemed like a waste. So I was like, I'll just take this guy. I'll buy this guy and it'll just be better. Was such a dumb choice because it's so big, it's so heavy, it takes up so much space. I mean, having it to lug around in a backpack. I want to put some good effort to using this. And I have been a little bit the past few months, since January, but not a lot of pages. I'm going to put this down because I think the crinkling is annoying. And one of the habits that I have had for many, many years is, I think sometimes people call them like a commonplace notebook. A commonplace notebook, to my understanding, is just like a notebook that you jot down life in. Like things that you've learned, thoughts that you're having, that kind of thing. And I've had a notebook around, like usually at my desk or in my bag, that like travels around with me. I've done that for years, like maybe 9 or 10 years at this point, but they've all been small. And I finished up my last one a couple months ago, I think February. So I was trying to, use this one in its place. And that habit has just been like almost non-existent, because even though I've left this book out and flipped to the right page, I don't use it because it's so big, and it just feels like you need to like use up a full page, or like, I don't know, there's something that's more intimidating about like writing an individual thought or like something you want to remember on a page so big versus something like this. Like, there's just so much less real estate in here. This is not a commonplace notebook, but this is like more of the size of the commonplace notebooks that I've had. I haven't called them that, but you get what I'm saying. So I really want to put effort into using that notebook. And I mean, it's a notebook, right? Like, it's meant to be used regardless of how I want to use it. So that's what I want to do. The other notebook I want to use is this one. This one began as an art journal. And I have had fun times in here over the past few years. There's some like watercolor. There's some very bad attempts at drawing. If you can't see them, probably for the best. Thoughts. It's been good, but what has happened is that the very last time I used it, I wrote some stuff in here that I I didn't remember what I wrote, but I knew it was from a not so good place. And I never wanted to pull this out, because the next thing I'm going to see, like the page I'm going to have to find is the last page that I used, which is this thing that I just like, I just didn't want to go there. So this book kind of sat around, and every time I open it, like I see it, like I see all that writing. And this was never really meant to be like a journal. It was always meant to be for art. So I don't really know why I pulled it out for like scribbles like that, but I did. And I haven't touched this journal in, hold on, I can put this down because of the pages. And so what has happened is this has been lying around. It's been lying around for like a year because I didn't want to use it. It's a big waste. Here's what's left. This is all the stuff that's left. And so I want to use this for something else. I don't want this to go to waste. I don't want it to like languish, hang around. I have so many notebooks, and this one is blank. Like it's not lines, blank pages. So I want to use this, and I have a very good idea and intention to use it that is making me want to use it, want to pull it out. And I think over time, as I use it for other stuff, I'll get farther away from like the stuff I don't want to see, but also like it's kind of like the equivalent of avoiding like negative feelings because they're negative. Like eventually, if you feel them and you take some time to process them, then like they're not so negative, so big, so scary, or so like hard. So I'm hoping with regular positive use that we can like put some more positivity into here and like use up a journal that's intended to be used. I think there's a possibility I could finish this in 4 months if my plan goes to fruition, but the goal wouldn't be to like get artificial use out of here and like make things happen, or have like half-baked ideas, or just using stuff for the sake of using it. So if this takes me a full year to use, totally fine. But I want to put some positivity back in my life, use a journal that would otherwise sit on my shelf. That, you know, those things that you're like you don't want to touch it, you don't want to use it. I want to make good stuff with it. Okay, the last thing are these stickers. Over a year ago, I bought these stickers. And these are like, I'll just show you a couple of examples. There's a whole bunch of different types. They're flower stickers. And I don't love them. They're okay, and there are some nice ones in here. But there's also some ones that just like feel really dead. Okay, here's an example. Does this not look like dead leaves to you? They're not. Anyways, they're interesting. Yeah, I don't find a lot of them super cute, but I want to use them. And they're also a pain in the ass to like unstick from the plastic backing. Every time I use them, I'm like what the who designed this? I'm there for like 20 minutes trying to unpack stickers. It's so dumb. I don't know why it's so hard. So I want to use them. I've been getting more use out of them. I just want to continue using them because if I don't like bring them out and use them with intention, they don't get used and they'll just hang around. I also have some more supplies actually, now that I remember. Hold please. Who remembers this? I have all of this stuff here that I would like to use at some point. So I feel like it's going to be a fabulous thing to put into this challenge. So that's it. That's all the stuff I want to use over the next handful of months. We'll see how far we get. I'm sure some stuff will be finished and we'll make some good progress on other stuff. Let me know what you're going to be focusing on. And again, we're not calling this a Project Pan. This is just using your stuff up and finding joy in using what you already have. Because sometimes we can make magic with what we already have. Maybe like magic as an art, but just like bringing some magic and joy to our everyday. You know? Anyways, thanks for watching and hanging out. I hope you'll join me for another video back here soon because we have some interesting, fun, maybe some unexpected content coming your way over the next few weeks. Stay tuned. Okay, bye.